Hi guys, this is Michael from the Board Games Chronicle. Today I have a pleasure of presenting to you another game of Ben Madison, this time Gift of the Nile, the rise and fall of ancient Egypt. I'm ardent fan and supporter of Ben Madison solitaire games. I really like them. The approach he takes in his procedures to guide us through the games, uh, the level of complexity, which is just okay for me, the interesting stories we can learn. When I heard first about Gift of the Nile, I read about it a bit and then decided I need to have it. I'm not very knowledgeable about the ancient Egypt and all the dynasties which were actually there. So I thought I might fill my gap in the history and in my learning of history with this game. And believe me, you can do it. There's a lot of interesting historical material and stuff here, except for the game itself. The game is published by White Dog Games, not the easiest publisher to get in Europe, but there are ways to do it. So I'm really glad that I could acquire this game. The game is small size-wise. As you can see, the box is not overly large. It follows the usual graphical design of White Dog Games. At the back we have examples map, we have counters, we have explanation of the game, also some additional stuff, and of course clearly stating that this is a one-player game. Today we shall look into the game components, talk a little about the game, but in the next materials, which most probably will be much longer, I will definitely show you how to play this game. There will be a lot of similarities to the games you saw in the past regarding the solution to the actual mechanics, if you know previous games of Ben Madison. But if this is first time when you hear about it, I'm sure you would be glad to learn how those titles are prepared and how we go about it. First of all, we have a rule book, which has, I'm always looking at this as the first thing, around 22-23 pages. The rule book is not glossy, which I like, because when I'm reading in the evening, my eyes hurt when I see all those blinks from the lamps. Now, important thing, although the rulebook shows like 23-24 pages, there is a lot of historical content, there's a lot of design notes, there is a lot of additional material here. So don't be, scared, but this is a, let's say, long rule book. No, by no means. Even in the beginning, you have introduction here about the game, and then we'll go first of all through the game equipment, so components. It's really important to read this section. There will be a lot of important components in the game, although there will be not too many of them, especially in this game. It's important to note their significance. One thing which you will need, there will be 3 cups, because you will be randomly drawing some of the cheats, and you will also need some die to roll. When you have history, the 4 eras. I really like that we have combination of a game mechanics with actual history, and you will see those 4 eras soon on the game turn track. The setup. Those games usually, when you do the setup, you are getting additional A4 page where you put all the components and then go through the setup, taking them from there. You will see in a moment how to do it. We have a sequence of play where we have dynasty phase, then we have a Nile phase. This is nicely described. Then we have a God phase. Here is the historical note, as you can see in the different color. And the last but not least, let me see where I saw it. Yeah, hasty evolutionary phase. Again, the additional notes. Here, as you can see, The rulebook is not only full of rules, but it's also full of additional remarks, history, the design notes. Chronicles of Manteo phase. This is one of the last phases. As I told you, this is a pretty procedural game. Another phase. Yep, everything nicely described. I will not be going to details today for this. I will show you this in the play. That would be the best way. Simple to say, I never found myself in the need of asking some super advanced questions to the rule books of Ben Madison. Usually they are pretty straightforward written, and I can get all the information I need. Then we have a counter tray. This is a smaller counter than usually. Usually you would have A4. It's only a couple of counters which you will have here. You will be going through, as you can see, all the dynasties of Egypt, from the 3rd dynasty to 38th dynasty. You will be fighting with Canaanites, Hittites, Assyrians, Persians, but you will be also fighting with the Romans. Yeah. By fighting, you need to repel them. Remember that the Egyptian dynasties at the end are the Greek Ptolemaic dynasties from the time of Alexander the Great, and Cleopatra, for example, was also a pharaoh of Egypt. And you, as a pharaoh of Egypt, you need to repel your enemies. You need to build economy of your country. You need to make sure that the gods are praised and that they are not angry with you. So that's important. There is not too many, as I told you, of those components. Here, I believe, are the turn markers. Yeah. Here are the markers for the how we call them, resources. Yeah, I would need to read in more details. Here we have Greeks, Old Kingdom, Middle Kingdom, New Kingdom, and Late Kingdom. All those kingdoms you will see here. The Book of the Dead. Yeah, it's even nice to look at this game, guys. Yeah, as you can see, beautiful. So this would be like our turn track. Here you have a Nile phase and trade goods list. Okay. So this will be sitting next to the map. Okay, then we have some player ID with counter ID cards. These are the military. These are the social, economic, politics, and religious counters of the development. And you can see that you have here the description of them, which directly points you to the rulebook. This is the counter tray. This is what I told you. You put the counters here so you can easily set up them or collect them during the game. This is a typical approach in the Ben Madison games to simply sort the counters, so it's much easier than during the game to use them. It takes some more time at the beginning, but it saves a lot of time later on. Okay. Now you have a chronicle. I would need to read about it. I believe you, die roll plus dynasty number. So this is something similar to what we have, for example, in the global war, where you were taking the turn number, rolling a die, and looking at some events. Thanks to this, more or less the things were happening at the supposed time when they should happen. And this is similar. If you have turned 20, you cannot go below 20. You roll a die, you have from 21 to 26. So this really makes sense. Okay, and at the back we have a gift of a detailed sequence of play. So you have this, you will be using pretty often because it guides you through all the steps of the game. This is really nice to have it handy. And now the beautiful map. Let me maybe do some space here for that. Would be easier to look. This is to some extent, as most of the Ben Madison games, tower defense game. Let me see if my camera actually catches everything. Yep, almost everything. This will be also useful for me to know when I will be doing the actual example of play. So here we have granary. Here, okay. Pharaoh cheats all paths. You see the paths. This is Memphis. This is your central point, your capital, actually. Libu country, Chenu country, and I believe there will be attacks going through those paths. This is a regular, solution in this type of games. I see a lot of very interesting areas here. You can also see that this is the Nile, yeah, and delta of the Nile. It would be very interesting to play this, and it seems that this game will be a bit quicker and a bit less complex than the usual games in the series. Even the number of counters, of number of paths, of number or the size of the map shows this. So I will definitely be very curious to play it. Okay, let's stop here because I will not stop talking and reading about this game otherwise. That was a very, very brief first look at The Gift of the Nile by Ben Madison, published by White Dog Games, a solitary game about the rise and fall of ancient Egypt from the initial dynasties up to the Romans, Julius Caesar, Cleopatra, and so on. I hope to make many more materials about this game. I hope to show you the example of play and all additional stuff which shows you how to play the game, and that way also build your interest. For today, that will be everything. I'm really glad that you were here with me. If you liked this game video, please give thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content like this, I kindly ask you to subscribe. Really glad to show this title to you guys, and looking forward to playing it. Thank you for being with me, and thank you for watching. Bye.